Oh, check your screen, please. Will you look at that? The Nasdaq has yet hit yet another all-time high, 20,039. That's where we are now. Plenty of green on your screen. Have a look at Riot Platforms, why don't you? They just purchased 5,117 Bitcoin for $510 million. Investors kind of like that. The stock's up 6%. Well, where is Bitcoin right now? Holding at about $100,000. 100,782 to be precise. Look who's here. A Bitcoin guy, a market guy. Anthony Pompliano joins us. Bitcoin's just had the second best month of the year after Trump's win in November. Okay, this is the Trump Bitcoin rally. Does it have legs?
Well, look, I think that Bitcoin is going to continue to go up as long as the government keeps printing money. And so at the same time that Trump has been elected and has stepped into the White House and saying that he's going to be the first Bitcoin president, which obviously is very bullish for the asset class, you also see that the national debt is exploding. In the last 100 days or so, it's up.
You think
almost
there's a
$1
link to
trillion.
that? You think Bitcoin goes up as the debt goes up?
If you overlay those two things, they're like married together forever. Because ultimately what I think is happening is people realize the national debt leads to debasement of the currency. And so if Bitcoin is a store of value, they are hiding from dollars and they're going into Bitcoin. And so I think that that is a huge part of this story is Trump. Second big part of the story is that you have the national debt continuing to explode. I mean, we were adding $1 trillion every 100 days or so, which obviously is out of control. And then the third thing is now you have with the political coverage, the regulation coverage, and then this kind of backdrop of the national debt exploding, you have tons of financial institutions and corporations who are saying, well, hold on a second, let's go buy a lot of Bitcoin. So you have a finite asset with tons of demand coming in, and that's leading to higher prices.
Okay, that's the Trump Bitcoin crypto rally. What about the Trump stock rally? We've had a beautiful rally from on the market. Does that have legs? Does it continue?
If you put somebody in the White House who measures the health of the U.S. economy based on the stock market, it is a very bad bet to think that the stock market's going to go down. He's got 4 years. He knows he can't run for re-election. And so I think that he is going to do everything he possibly can to make sure that the economy is strong, the border is secure, and the stock market goes up.
The biggest thing is if he really cuts corporate taxes.
Well, obviously, that would be a massive boom, right? So if you cut corporate taxes, that'd be a massive boom. If you deregulate, that'd be a massive boom. And I think one of the things that people have really focused on, rightfully so, is that national debt and kind of all our expenses. And we have the Doge being approved, et cetera. But I also think that there's a really big story around we need to grow faster. We need entrepreneurship. We need corporations to go and innovate and drive GDP. And so if we can both cut expenses and grow, America will be in a much better position.
Let's get specific. The Wall Street Journal says Trump's economic advisors are looking to shrink or even completely eliminate bank regulators like the FDIC. What do you think to getting rid of the FDIC?
Well, I think that getting rid of regulators is very, very hard. What I think is probably a much easier path is to get some common sense regulation. And so you got to get the right people there, right? These regulatory bodies are still made up of people. And so if you get the right people into these seats, that's kind of step one. And then step two is look at what is the goal of the organization? The goal of the organization is not to create chaos and expenses and waste time of the people that they're regulating. The goal is to prevent bad things from happening. And so let's make sure that the rules are focused on the actual objective, not on, kind of this bureaucratic power that has accumulated over time.
You're a Trump guy, aren't you?
Listen, I'm an independent. When I look at both of the candidates that we had to choose, it was very clear that one was going to be pro-business, pro-growth, and was really going to go.
It was clear. That was very clear.
And
before we get out of it, Lou, Bitcoin, the rally. The Trump Bitcoin rally, does it continue?
I think it does. It has legs for two reasons. Trump's becoming very pro-crypto in his policy, but then also you have a supply-constrained market here. When you have companies like Riot Blockchain and MicroStrategy going in and buying, $500 million worth of a currency that only will have 20 million Bitcoins in existence, there's only one way for the price to go, and that's higher from here.
You two are in agreement. Anthony Pompliano, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you again soon.